Selena, let us start with a very simple question. Why do people spend 10 years studying English grammar in school, only to realize they still need subtitles to understand a regular American movie?
Cristiano, the answer is straightforward. Traditional schools teach stiff and formal textbook English. In contrast, people across the United States speak a relaxed, connected style of English every single day.
That is completely true. In a classroom, students learn to say, "Good morning, sir. How are you doing on this fine day?" In reality, nobody on the streets of New York or Los Angeles speaks that way.
Nobody uses those phrases in casual settings. When you walk into a coffee shop in the United States, you will simply hear, hey, how is it going?" or "what is up?" When beginners hear this, they freeze because it sounds completely different from what they studied.
Today, we are going to fix that problem completely. We will break down natural American English from scratch. We will cover the core sounds, daily shortcuts, and practical phrases so you can speak with confidence.
Let us begin with the most critical part of the American accent, which is pronunciation. The first major rule every beginner must learn is called the flap T.
The flap T is a simple mechanical rule. In standard British English, speakers pronounce the letter T very sharply. In American English, whenever the letter T comes between two vowel sounds, it softens into a very light and quick D sound.
For example, you do not pronounce the sharp T in the word water. Instead, you say a wader. The word better becomes a beater. The word butter becomes a buter. The word city becomes a city.
To make this sound correctly, you simply tap the tip of your tongue against the roof of your mouth and let your breath flow. Consider the sentence, "I need a bottle of water." A textbook speaker pronounces every single syllable stiffly. A native American speaker says, "I need a bottle of wader."
The second pronunciation pillar is the strong and clear R sound. In British English, speakers often drop the R sound at the end of words like car or park. In American English, the R sound is always bold, solid, and fully voiced.
You need to pull your tongue slightly back toward the throat to produce this resonance. Listen to words like car, hard, smart, airport, and morning. If you drop the R sound, your speech will sound incomplete in an American context.
There is also a third sound rule that surprises many learners, which is the dropped T after the letter N. In casual American conversation, when the letter T follows the letter N, speakers frequently drop the T entirely.
This explains why movie dialogue sounds so fast. The word internet becomes vinernet. The word interview becomes interview. The word center becomes centener. The number 20 becomes twenny.
When an actor says, "I had an interview at the downtown Centener," they are not speaking too quickly. They are simply using standard American sound economy. Now, let us move to connected speech. Many English learners believe that Americans speak at an unnatural speed. In reality, they do not speak fast. They link their words together into a smooth chain.
In linguistics, these patterns are known as reductions. If you pronounce every word individually, you will sound like a computer reading a text file. When you use reductions, your speech becomes natural and conversational.
Let us look at the most common reductions used in everyday American conversations. The phrase "a going to" reduces to "a gunner." Instead of saying, "I'm going to call him," you say, "I'm gonna call him." The phrase "a want to" reduces to "a wanner." Instead of saying, "Do you want to grab lunch?" you say, "I wanna grab lunch." The phrase "I have to" reduces to a "hafter" or a "gotter." Instead of saying, "I have to leave right now," you say, "I gotter head out." The phrase "I let me" reduces to a "lemme." For instance, you say, "I lemme check my schedule." The phrase "I give me" reduces to a "gimme." For instance, you say, "I gimme 1 minute." The phrase "a kind of" reduces to a "kinder." For instance, you say, I am kinda tired today.
The same reduction pattern applies to common daily questions. The question, what are you doing, becomes what you're doing. The question, did you eat yet, becomes did you eat yet. The question, what do you think, becomes what do you think.
Let us demonstrate how this sounds in a practical conversation. Cristiano, ask me out for coffee using natural American pacing.
Hey Selena, what do you want to do this afternoon? I am kinda tired, and I gotta grab some coffee.
Let me check that new cafe down the street. Their iced coffee is only $4, and it is really good.
That conversation sounded effortless and realistic because it used proper rhythm rather than stiff grammar rules.
Next, let us replace outdated textbook expressions with real American daily vocabulary.
Let us start with expressing agreement. Instead of saying, I completely agree with your statement, you can say, I feel you, or I am with you on that. If something is unquestionably true, you can simply respond with, totally, or 100%.
Next, consider how to confirm your understanding. Instead of saying, yes, I understand the information you shared, you should say, I got it, or make sense, or I understood.
When discussing money and purchases, everyday vocabulary is very consistent. You should use the word bucks instead of dollars in casual speech. For example, you say, that lunch cost $10. If an item is extremely expensive, you say, it costs an arm and a leg, or that is way too pricey. If an item is very cheap or a great bargain, you say, it is a steal, or if it is dirt cheap.
Finally, consider daily social interactions and scheduling. When you need to postpone a plan politely, you say, can I take a rain check? When a plan is not yet finalized, you say, it is still up in the air. When you make a minor mistake, avoid saying, I formally apologize. Instead, say, am I bad? When you are simply relaxing at home, you say, I am just chilling, or I am just laying low.
Selena, let us summarize the 3 golden rules for our listeners before we wrap up today's episode.
First, soften your T sounds into light D sounds between vowels. Second, start using natural reductions like gunner, wanner, and gotter in your daily speech. Third, practice shadowing short clips from American movies to internalize the natural melody of the language.
Do not worry about making mistakes. Real fluency comes from consistent practice, relaxed delivery, and clear rhythm.
Make sure to share this episode with anyone who wants to speak confident and natural American English.
Keep practicing every single day. We will see you in the next episode of Fam Talk.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great day.